I want to introduce City Councilman Mike Bonin, who's responsible for really bringing out Silicon Beach in LA. He created the tax incentive that actually online businesses have the lowest city tax in the city of LA, was created by this guy. He's built out that whole west side, and so want to welcome him to say a few words.
Thank you to Eric, and thank you to Hawkefest for doing this. Good morning, everybody. It's good to see so many folks here. I wanted to say a couple things this morning, but the first thing I wanted to say to the e-commerce industry in general is thank you for saving my life. I am 50 years old, and at the age of 48, I became a new dad. And without e-commerce, I literally would not have survived. I would have lost my sanity. I would not have made it. Before I had a young kid, I thought e-commerce was cool, and I did Amazon and stuff like that all the time for most of my shopping. Once I had a kid, it became physically impossible to actually move about and shop and do anything. It's the difference between, anybody here have kids? Okay, so the few of you who've raised your hands know that the difference between living your life without kids and living your life with young kids is the difference between trying to sprint across an open field and trying to sprint through a deep ocean. Everything happens slower. You either cannot leave your house, or if you leave your house, it takes 3 hours just to go to the dry cleaners. E-commerce, your best customer base is parents of young children. There is nothing we do, my husband and I now, without e-commerce. We were occasional Amazon customers before. We are daily users of Amazon Prime. Daily users. I'm a big comic book fan. I have not been to a comic book store in a couple of years now. Every morning, every Wednesday morning, I'm on the Comixology app and I'm downloading my comic books. This morning, I shaved, as I did most days, with products from Dollar Shave Club, which I'm very proud is in my district, one of the most successful e-commerce businesses around, an incredible success story. And of course, as you know, if you've read their stuff, they do a lot more than just the razors. They do a lot of body grooming products, and they send out a newsletter every month, where this month I got to read about what my testicles do all day long. Michael Dubin, an interesting character. I love him. But e-commerce really is changing the world, and is changing the life for those of us who are parents. When Washio folded 7 or 8 months ago, I was despondent. And thank God for Rinse coming up and filling the void. Grubhub, DoorDash, there's no aspect of my life that hasn't been changed by e-commerce. So I want to thank those of you who have been involved in e-commerce for the past couple of years. On behalf of new parents everywhere and people who are becoming parents, I want to let you know that if you are forming a company, think about us, because we will be your market, we will be your audience. We need you. I also want to thank everybody here in the room for being in Los Angeles. If you are here in Los Angeles and you have started your business here or are thinking of doing your business here, I want to thank you for investing in Los Angeles. And if you're one of the few folks here from outside of Los Angeles, I want to invite you to be here and come here in Los Angeles. Eric mentioned that we were able a couple of years ago, Mayor Garcetti and I, to pass the Internet business tax classification. The way the city does its taxes here in Los Angeles is different industries have different tax rates. The lowest now is internet businesses. And we did that because a big business in my district, Shopzilla, was about to move across the street to Santa Monica. And we did it to compete with Santa Monica. And we did it to keep e-commerce here in Los Angeles because it means so much to us. In Los Angeles, the mayor and I and a number of us on the council are working very hard to make things easier for businesses, particularly tech companies. We're trying to streamline things and cut red tape and see what we can do to support. So we invite you to be here. There is an incredible sort of synchronicity of creativity and imagination and forward-looking attitudes here in Los Angeles among this group, among the tech industry generally, among the creative class here in Los Angeles, and even among, believe it or not, among elected officials and politicians. Everybody here is trying to create the city of the future. And politically, our population here has invested heavily, just in the past year, in long-term solutions. In the past year, the voters here have invested millions of dollars in creating new parks and open space here. The voters have invested billions of dollars in finally ending one of the biggest problems we have here in LA, homelessness. And voters have invested hundreds of billions of dollars last November in building a genuine, interconnected, multimodal mass transit system throughout the Los Angeles region. We're spending billions of dollars to modernize LAX and make it a world-class airport. We're transforming Los Angeles, and the energy that you bring and the creativity that you bring feeds into that and will help us grow and help us be much better. So I want to thank you for being here. I want to invite you to stay in Los Angeles, and I want to invite you to reach out to me or to the mayor if you need help staying in Los Angeles and growing in Los Angeles and thriving in Los Angeles. Thank you.